You're listening to PetLifeRadio.com.
It's Vegas. It's rock. It's dogs. It's Vegas Rock Dog Radio. A rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. Stand by for great guests and cool advice. All in one rocking hour. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. That's 702-483-4444. Now, let's bring on the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Oh, I could do it turning up my mic and then, there you go. I can hear myself. There we go. Hi, good morning, everybody. It's an unusual day today, and I'll tell you why in a second. But if you're tuning in for the first time, or you're one of our regular listeners, you are listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. And my show is a rock and roll show all about pets, people, and pop culture. So that covers a lot of arenas, which is great because I'll never run out of topics for this show, that's for sure. I'm your host. My name is Sam. As you can tell, I am British, but I do live in Las Vegas. Take that for a combination. And often people say, how did that happen? So maybe I'll tell you later on in the show how that happened. But I live here in sunny Las Vegas, and I'm often known as the queen of rock and roll dogs. And and that's definitely for a reason. And basically, I love rock and roll music. I love all music. I'm married to a musician. I love dogs. Well, that's probably an understatement, wouldn't you say, Chris? But maybe it's a problem that I've got. How much I love dogs. Maybe it's an addiction. Maybe I don't know. But I love dogs. I love music. Absolutely love fashion. I am crazy about fashion, and they're just kind of my top topics, really, in my life. But that's how my company came together, Vegas Rock Dog. All those things make sense: rock and roll, fashion, dogs, and music. So out of that came this radio show, and we're thrilled to be live from Las Vegas. So let me tell you how you're going to find the show. I'm all over the place, and that's in a really good way. So how you're going to find me in the show is you can go to our main website, which is VegasRockDogRadio.com. You'll find all of our necessary links on there, and make it really easy for you to find the show, to find archive shows, look at photographs, videos, those kind of things. You can find your information on sponsorship, if you want to sponsor with us, if you want to actually send us a product for a review. And I do review a lot of products. I'm going to talk about some of those today. So that's our main website. We are actually Ustreaming today, so I'll give you a quick wave if you're looking in. Oh, there you go. So good morning if you're looking in. I probably should have put a little bit more makeup on, but hey, that's what you get sometimes for a Saturday morning. So our Ustream account, basically you're going to go to ustream.tv, and you're going to find our main account, which is Vegas Rock Dog. And we have two shows on there. We have the Hot Diggity Dog Show channel, and then we have Vegas Rock Dog channel. So the Hot Diggity Dog channel was the show before we actually did the rebrand. So you can still see all of the shows with my old co-host Stacy. So you can still keep go back and look at some of those. And then we started with the rebrand back in November, so that's why you then have the Vegas Rock Dog Radio channel. And that's just me and guests, which I don't have one today, and for a very good reason too. So that's where you're going to find me on Ustream. The show is actually broadcast live out of Lotus Broadcasting here in Vegas, and it's VegasAllNetRadio.com. And you can go to that website. You can find the show Vegas Rock Dog Radio. You'll see a picture of me there. And if you want to look at some archive shows, listen to some archive shows, just scroll down that page down towards the bottom. And if you want to listen live, there are two big yellow flashing speakers that many people, for some reason, don't see. They're huge, flashing on each corner of the page. And what you'll do is, if you're listening in before my show starts, a lot of people go, oh my gosh, it's the wrong show. No, it's just the previous show. So just keep listening in until 10 a.m. and then you'll hear a rock and roll song that opens up the show. You can also find the show on Facebook, and that is Vegas Rock Dog Radio. That's where I do a lot of the giveaways. So if you love a nice giveaway, definitely come over to the page. If you want to be notified of every post that we make on the show, you would actually sign up for notifications on the page. It's a two-deal thing. So a lot of people will actually like a page and often miss many of the posts, and especially if you're following one, like say a contest or something like that. But actually on that page you'll see a little, it looks like a little, what do we call it? A cog wheel, I guess, for settings. Click on that and you can actually subscribe to notifications, which means every time we get a post, you will get a notification. So that makes it a little bit easier if you're trying to follow a certain post or you just want to see what we're up to, you know, and we're always up to something different. So that's your Facebook page where you can find us there. Twitter is Vegas Rock Dog Show with no W on the end, just SHO. And our call-in number is 702-483-4444. As I say, all the shows are archived at vegasallnetradio.com, and that's where you're going to listen live. We're also on Instagram. I would say the Instagram photos are a little bit more personal, I would say. So you really kind of get to see really what my life is like with my musician husband and the dogs and all the great people that I know in Vegas. And so, and I love I love Instagram because, you know, sometimes people, they want to subscribe, like to, let's say, my personal page and like be a friend with me on Facebook, and I think, oh, get ready. I hope you like 100 pictures a day of my dogs. So that's why I like Instagram. No one's complaining about your 100 pictures a day. And Instagram is huge. It is growing like crazy. So find me on there, and that's very simple, Vegas Rock Dog. And if you actually want to purchase any of our clothing from the clothing company, the website is vegasrockdog.com. I started the company back in 2005. And it seems like, and I watch it happen in town all the time, the minute someone starts a dog business, whether it's you're a trainer or a product or you're in a pet store, the whole pet community kind of descends on you. They want to know how you can help them. Can you get the word out? They want your product in their goodie bags, their swag bags for their events. Can you sponsor? So you very, very quickly get brought into the actual pet community in Vegas. And I'm glad that we did, because we've been able to get involved with some amazing people and also involved in some amazing events and be able to raise a lot of money for rescue. So 2005 is when we launched the company. It really, literally was inspired by our dog Galaxy. And I didn't like any of the clothes you could buy because they were just a bit frou-frou-y. And it's when it's when dog clothing got really, really big. And I've been in entertainment my whole life. I also had a organizing company called Straighten Up Professional Organizing, which I still have. I think I've had it for 13 years. I try not to keep too much track of it. But I'd wanted to start an additional business. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. I kind of wait for things to happen naturally. I don't force things. I get this great dog and don't like the gear that you can buy. And the stuff I did buy wasn't great quality, and it didn't wash nice, and it was faded. It, you know, the logo cracked or whatever it was. And that's exactly like, you know, the light bulb went on, like, oh, there's nothing cool. There's nothing like rock and roll. And that's exactly how it came together. And with a musician husband, living in Las Vegas, loving dogs, that's how Vegas Rock Dog came about. And shortly after launching the company, we were invited to be in the goodie bags for the Emmy Awards. I think that was our very, very first one. I thought it was actually, the first call we got was for Cannes Film Festival. I thought it was a joke. I honestly thought it was a joke. As it was, we couldn't meet the deadlines to get the stuff shipped out there. So we then got a call for the Emmy Awards, and gosh, I've forgotten the company that called us. It was such a long time ago. But that really was a big, big help to our company. So we got to go down to LA. We got to go down to the the swag lounge, as they call it. And if you don't know what swag means, it's an abbreviation. It's an acronym for stuff we all get, in case you didn't know what that means. And people like a good swag bag. So we got to do that for the Emmys, and they got all kinds of gear for the humans and for the dogs, because it wasn't just a dog clothing company. And we got to meet some big time celebrities in the lounge, and it was held somewhere at the back of Universal Studios. So that was really, really fun, and got to connect with lots of great people. But because of that, and being provided with photographs of celebrities with your gear, we all know how powerful that is. And that's what really took us off in a different direction very early on in our company. So, it took a little bit of the work out of it, although it is very hard work having a business generally anyway. So that's how our company came about, and so getting involved in all these different things, and now we find ourselves having a radio show. So, so it's funny how in a few years how things can really, really change. I think had you asked me a few years ago, you'll have a radio show, I probably would have said, I don't know where I'm going to get the time from, but somehow you make it work. But, so that's how our company came about. We originally were just dog clothing, but we had our own, clothing made, obviously to promote ourselves. Everything is of a fashion cut, a European fashion cut. It's not a gifty, big boxy, ugly t-shirt that's a triple XL that you get in a swag bag kind of thing. So when we would go to my husband's gigs, or he'd go on gigs and he'd be wearing our shirts, other musicians wanted to know where we got the shirts from. So that's how very quickly we put the human aspect together, and that grew as well. So, again, you never know what's going to come out of a need, you know. So that's how Vegas Rock Dog came about. And, as I say, being involved in the community, you get to do a lot of really great things like fundraising and stuff like that. So what I thought I would do this week, and this is the first time I've not had a guest, which it feels very strange. I do have Chris here with me though, the producer. So that's good. I got company. But, what I wanted to do was kind of do a review of 2013, you know, kind of in the pet industry, what we've done, the great people that we've met along the way. I also wanted to do, talk about some of my favorite products, that kind of piqued my interest. I see a lot of products, I research a lot of things, you know, see what's out there, but there's those few that you think, wow, that solved a problem, or that's adorable, or wow, that's luxury, you know. So I want to cover some of those. I want to cover, some good news that I've got to share, which is fantastic, that's coming up, and also what I think my predictions are for 2014 for the pet industry and for pet owners. And it does seem to change year by year, and it usually changes based on something that's happening in the pet world or pet industry or the pet ownership, that sometimes it brings an awareness and you see a big trend the next year, you know. So we're going to go through some of those, but I wanted to do a little recap. Well, I guess we just had the new year. That just seems like a distant memory now, doesn't it, Chris? Do you celebrate much for New Year, or you stay with the family, or family time? Yeah. Well, what I did, and I loved it because, well, first of all, my family spread all over the world. So my younger sister and her husband were in Thailand. So they celebrated really early that day. I have tons of friends in Australia, so they obviously definitely celebrated way before the rest of us did. So as the day was going through, I'm like, oh, now I'm on my Thailand New Year's. Trying to find my sister on Facebook, you know, wish her Happy New Year. And then, of course, British New Year, which is, oh, it looks like my video just stopped on Ustream. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that's terrible. Ustream's not good today. Anyway, so then the British New Year, which is fabulous because it's 4:00 in the afternoon here. So if you're the type of person that don't want to be out late at night, you know, with all the New Year's craziness, even if you're not British, go down the British pub at 4 in the afternoon. So much fun. Oh my gosh. My friend owns the Crown and Anchor pub. Yeah. And, we knew it would just be hopping down there, and it was. I mean, we got there about 2:30, and it was packed solid, just like it was at night time. Everybody was drinking, with the jukebox where I was instructed that anyone comes to the jukebox, they can only play English music, because it was, of course, the British New Year. And then we had the, big screens on, you know, watching the countdown, everything going on in England. So it was nice. So there's a lot of British people here in town, and so we get to see some people we haven't seen, you know, all year, knowing they would show up for that New Year's Eve. So that was really fun. And just a little side note about the Crown and Anchor pub. It's been here forever. And June owns the pub, and it's a pet-friendly patio, so that's something to bear in mind if you're looking for somewhere to go, and you want to sit on a nice little patio. It's got a white picket fence around it. It's really, really nice. And I did an event with her. I did the Buckingham Palace, a royal dog wedding. Chris just went, what? So, I never do an event without raising money, ever. And, the crazier, the more I like it, you know, so I never take no for an answer. I'm like, yes, we'll do that. That's fun and it's nuts, but we'll do it. So we actually married 2 dogs. We had, I think, 7 bride's dogs is what we called them. They were all kitted out in their ties and rosettes, and we got the bride a wedding dress and a veil. We did the little groom. He had a tuxedo, like you do, and we even wrote our own what we call bow wow vows. And it was all about how they met these 2 dogs and everything. And I have a British friend who's an actor, and I had him come and be the vicar. I think you call it not priest, a pastor. What do you call it here? We call it a vicar, yeah. So anyway, so he was going to officiate this wedding with the bow wow vows. And as you know, a lot of people say that British people have bad teeth, which mine are not bad teeth. So I bought him those Bubba teeth. And I said, listen, I want you to wear these and pretend they're your own teeth, because we can laugh at ourselves. The Brits can laugh at ourselves. So there he is in a vicar's outfit with a white collar, with the fake teeth. And the poor thing, trying to talk to people, keeping them in is not easy, you know, pretending they're your own teeth. So we did a bow wow vows, and in true fashion, as we do in England, we love to dress up for a wedding, and we love a big hat, and we love a big crazy fascinator. And it's really the exciting part of going to a wedding is how you can just get really dressed over the top. So that was one of the requirements on the invitation. You had to dress like in your British best. And people did. I mean, we had hats, we had feathers. I mean, we had some amazing outfits. So, as part of that, you know, we had appetizers, and a friend of mine from the Culinary Canine made this amazing dog wedding cake. And I'll post these pictures up on Facebook because honestly, you would have wanted to take a big slice of that cake, but it's all dog friendly and healthy. And she made these mini cookies that looked like little wedding cakes. Oh, it was amazing. And then we did a big raffle, of course, because I say I've never done an event and not raised money. It would feel strange not to, but it was such a fun time. So that's where I love it down there. It's like home away from home, and say it's pet friendly down there, and that's the Crown and Anchor. And June loves dogs, so that was really fun. So we got to do a champagne toast. My friend Graham was down there playing the bagpipes, and you know, that makes people shed a tear because it, you know, reminds them of home. But that was really fun. And then we got to just go home, which was great. Well, the dogs settled down at home in pajamas and just watch all the festivities on TV. And it was kind of nice to be home, not to worry about the dogs and fireworks if we weren't there, because they're really scared of those things. So the New Year's Eve was really, really fun and got off to a really, really good start. So, a good time was had by all. And I'm kind of thinking maybe I need to do another event there, because it was easy to work with June. You know, it's always easy when you work with people you know. And, you know, if you work with someone in a place you really like and you get on great and it's, you know, it's not a problem and you can work together, always do your events at the same place. Don't, you know, go bopping around town, because it's just even more work, because that's when you find out how you can work with people or if you can't work with people. So I think that's really important. Stick with the people you know and who've shown, you know, a lot of generosity towards you to be able to do an event. And, you know, it's always a winning formula. Stick with the people that you really like and that they like you too for your events. So I thought, well, I'm wondering if we should go to a break. Yeah, let's go to a quick break, because I'm going to start the 2013 recap of the year. We'll be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, and I'm your host, Sam.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Swipe It's a revolutionary new product that literally wipes away cat hair from virtually any surface. You know, most of us struggle with a roller or vacuum cleaner to clean up cat hair, but anyone who has tried either of these knows they just don't work very well. But Swipe It's patent-pending glove has a magnetic-like quality that removes cat hair from almost everything. And best of all, Swipe It's is machine washable, so you can use it over and over again. To order, just visit swipeits.com. That's SWIPETS. A simple solution for shedding.
I love animals. I Love My Pets, the new single by Mark Winter, available on iTunes.
Let's Talk Pets on PetLifeRadio.com.
Now, let's return to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Here again, your host, the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
Good morning, everyone, and we're right back after the break, after listening to some of our lovely sponsors, and you're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. I'm your host, Sam, and we are live from sunny Las Vegas. I want to say a quick hello to Lisa Amador, friend of mine, fabulous dog lover, animal lover, raises lots of money for dog rescue in town, and she can bake as well. Lisa, I know you're listening. They're impressive. The things you bake, amazing. I'm so impressed. But she's a very talented woman anyway, so I shouldn't really be surprised at all. But actually, Lisa, if you stay tuned, we're going to talk a little bit about the Poker Throwdown in our review for 2013. So you're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio from, we're broadcasting out of Vegas, allnetradio.com. And here we go. Here's the recap of 2013. As I say, I normally have a guest. I've never not had a guest in the studio, but I thought it would be a very perfect time to review the year, tell you what I think is going to come up in the next year, my predictions, and just have some fun with it. And it was hard to pick the highlights of 2013. There were so many great moments and great people that I met along the way. So I picked my top ones for the year. So I would have to say definitely the year was incredible for many, many reasons, and it absolutely flew by. And I know we say it every year, but it was in an extremely fast year. And everyone said it to me like, whoa, I think I've not seen you all year, or I've seen you once all year, or we've just been so busy, and people trying to just meet up for a coffee has been quite difficult. So that's actually going to be one of my resolutions. Spend more time with friends. That's if they want to spend more time with me. Here's the trouble. When you don't see people for very long and you go for a coffee, it's a 4-hour coffee. Do you know what I mean? You have to catch up on the whole year, so maybe doing it more frequently would be better. Anyway, so I talked a little bit about the changeover from Hot Diggity Dog Radio name over to Vegas Rock Dog Radio. And that came as part of Stacey deciding to leave the show. She was my co-host for a year, for an entire year we worked together, and we certainly had some good times. So what we did is we used the anniversary as a way to, one, celebrate the anniversary, two, to thank Stacey for being a huge part of the show, and to also announce the rebrand. And it was one of those where you had to sit down and go, how are we going to do this? And you know what? The best way to do that? Have a party. So that's what we did. So we had the 1-year anniversary back in November, where we completed the rebranding. We did it was like passing the torch almost, you know what I mean? And thanking Stacey by doing the event Studio 54. And I was telling someone the other day, and he says to me, isn't that place closed down? I'm like, no. Paw, P-A-W, not 54. And then he was like, oh, tell me more about this. So, and I think we'll have another one this year. Don't worry. I think this seems to be like a theme that people enjoyed, So what we did was, not just any old event. My lovely friend friends Kathy and Craig over at Barking Dogs, they have a fantastic store. It's huge. So it was perfect for the amount of people we expected to come to the actual anniversary thank you rebrand party. And we don't do red carpets. You have to do fake grass green carpets when it comes to pet events. So I do own the fake green grass rolled up in my garage, and we had a big step and repeat with the logo on the back, and we had some local celebrities that came out. So we had the whole cast of Menopause the Musical. We had Travis Clower come out from Jersey Boys, Luis Reyes, who is the Gene Simmons of Las Vegas. He's fantastic. Mark O'Toole came out. I mean, some really great people, and people that love animals too. So, often when you ask those types of people, they're like, sure, I'm there. They don't even think twice about it. So it was great to have those photos. The theme, of course, was the 70s. So you can't do the 70s without a bunch of sequins. So, we went all out, costumed up, really super fun. You got to go in through the shimmery, curtain into Studio 54. We had the disco ball, the lights were down. We had celebrity DJ Jimmy, Zito. Jimmy Z playing music for us. We had an open bar. This is the thing that people got jealous of. They went to Jealousville when they realized they should have come to the event. They said, oh, an open bar. Yes, we did. We had a slushy machine as well, doing alcoholic slushies. I know, Chris, you should have come. You have to come to the next one. We had free food. See, it gets better. They're the things that draw people to an event. Trust me on this. Food and drink, they'll be there. And the fact that you can bring your dog. So it was just like going to a nightclub with your dog. And of course we did the big raffle as well to raise money for the Hot Diggity Dachshund Rescue. I want to thank everybody who gave me items for that, because it was absolutely huge. It was great and really fun. And then we also had green screen photography where with Khan X, where you could actually select your background. Of course, they were disco backgrounds, but you selected your background, and then we had a big giant, a seat that looked like a big giant, high heel shoe in zebra print. So, you got to sit on there with your pet. You know, we had, props, so you could put on, you know, your feather boa, you know, those kind of, you know, things, and sunglasses, and have a picture with your pet. The money all went to the rescue, and it was great that Luis Reyes came as Gene Simmons, because his costume's quite amazing, and people loved to get the photographs with him. So I want to thank him for that. And it's those kind of little crazy elements that, you know, that make your event. It was super, super fun. It's supposed to be 2 hours. It went longer than that. We could have stayed all night, I think. And I think a good time was had by all. And I think when people saw the photographs after, they were, oh my gosh, I wish I'd come to the event. I'm like, yeah, it was a grown-up event. So that was, for me, one of the highlights of the year, the rebrand, the anniversary, the big thank you party. And I also want to do a thank you out to my friend Patrick, who pulled a favor for me to get me Tito's vodka. And they actually help a lot of animals at Tito Vodka. So I was thrilled that everyone that came got to drink vodka. So another highlight for me was, I've been on Twitter since the beginning. When did Twitter even start? I mean, I've been on it that long, I don't even remember. How old is it? 5 years? 6? How old is Twitter? About 5 or 6 years? So I got on it from the beginning, and it's really before the buzz really started, where, you know, people were, oh, what is this? We need to get on this. This is so much fun. How I found it, no idea. Just thought, I'll try this out, this network. So, and it really was the first big social media platform I really worked on, and I really liked it. And I found that through Twitter, I got to meet lots of great people and actually do business with them. So whether it was, they wanted to wholesale with our company, Vegas Rock Dog, or whether they wanted to provide things for an event I was doing, it was fantastic. Don't underestimate the power of that. I like it because it's quick, it's easy, it's a sentence. You know, if people tell me, I don't get it, what, you can't write a sentence? It's very easy. And there are lots and lots of places online that you can learn how to do Twitter, the tricks. One of the places you can go to is Nina Radetich's company, New Media Strategies. And Nina, as you may know, if you're from Vegas, you know her name, big newscaster here in town. She was in our living rooms every night, and she left the news desk over a year ago to start her own company. That she said, you know, she would kind of be like a lone wolf, and she'd just, you know, run people's social media from home because she had a baby and a dog, of course, Roxy. And it grew in a year. She's got quite a large team of people now. So you can actually go to her website. I think it's ninaradetich.com, and she has a lot of tips on there about social media. So that for me, I had her on the show, was a big, big highlight. But for me, she also selected me as part of her top 10 micro bloggers of Las Vegas that she felt people should follow. So that was quite the honor. And she did say at the end of it, if you want a good laugh too, then you definitely follow Vegas Rock Dog. I'm very candid. I'm very myself. So one thing that I did recently that really made people laugh, I couldn't believe I did it, and I've repeated it since, was I was sat on my armchair, working on my iPad doing stuff, and I've the dog bed next to me, and the dog's next to me, and I lean over to pet my dogs, and I'm stroking a brown cushion. There was no dogs there. I couldn't believe it. I'm like, I just leant over and stroked a brown cushion thinking it was my dog, and then I repeated it later that week. So I'm very candid, put that kind of stuff out there, like, hey, I'm nuts too. But I really like Nina's company. They're they're a very fresh company. They're very forward thinking. And if you need social media services and marketing and all that good stuff, definitely contact her because, as I say, they do things a little bit different. That's a little more hip, that you'll see, other companies doing. I say a very fresh take on social media and marketing. So that was another nice highlight there. Another fun thing I did this year was, now this happened through an introduction. Sometimes I don't like introductions through Facebook because you feel like you have to then like that person back, and you may not want to have a relationship with them. But I'm so glad that my friend Lynn introduced me to Will Edwards, and he is the host of the Will Edwards Show. It is the only late night talk show on TV from Las Vegas. They're in season 3 now, and thank you, Lynn, for that, because Will and I have become crazy friends very, very fast, and I ended up being a guest on his show. He was a guest on my show, and I don't know if you remember, he told me, I asked him if he was going to buy gifts for his cats for Christmas, and he says, well, they bought us one year, and the cats had to do an intervention with him. They bought him a juicer. They said they were getting too fat. So he's a funny guy, and we forged this great relationship, a great friendship, just a real goofy one. You can just be yourself, and I really enjoy that. And he has the only late night talk show in Las Vegas on TV, and it's the WillEdwardsShow.com. And I ended up going on the show, and then also he invited me to be a co-host with him on one of his episodes that they did on location. And I was absolutely thrilled when I realized the scope of this guest. And his name was Jeff Mitchum. And Jeff Mitchum has a gallery at MGM. He is a photographer of a fine art photographer. And I didn't know this until I met him, but he'd worked for National Geographic for 20 years. So obviously we started with animals and locations and the jungle and all this great stuff. And his gallery is spectacular. I'd asked him, do you do a lot of editing? Because, we don't do anything without a filter these days. In fact, I was just asking Chris if Ustream have filters we could choose from, which would be great. And he doesn't. What he does is he goes back year after year after year, takes thousands of pictures for that one perfect photograph. That's the perfect lighting, color. I mean, definitely an exercise in patience, most definitely, but also that, wanting to find that perfect image. And I think he said to me, if I get 12 amazing images per year, then I'm thrilled. And so that just shows you, I guess, how critical you can be of your own work as well. But it is the most spectacular photography I've ever seen, and on such a massive scale. He has some amazing furniture in there too, all based on sustainability, reusing wood and those kind of things. And we had asked him in the show, what was it like a day in the life of Jeff Mitchum? And out came a tarantula, which I can say to Will, just touch it, because, you only live once, and when will you ever do this again? And you'll just feel amazing that you did this after. But he was still traumatized, and I was a little bit traumatized too. But when do you get those opportunities? And that's kind of been my theme 2013 was really, YOLO, you only live once. So that was beyond fun. It was actually a bonding experience too, because we got to oh, are you okay? kind of thing. But a great time to co-host. And for a lot of people who don't know, I've been in entertainment my whole life, with a career starting off in dance. I've done, stuff with movies. I've been script supervisor. I've been set dresser. I've done special effects makeup when I wasn't supposed to and the girl didn't show up, but I made it work. So, to do something like this was really, really fun. And, so that was a big, big highlight for me. My, other one was, and a really important one, was co-emceeing the rally for Change, which is our no-kill movement for Las Vegas. It's already started. It's gathering lots of speed. Their website is www.nklv.org. The great news is they are now a 501c3 organization. So this means now they can take donations where they can pay for rally materials, promo, those kind of things. It's really important that we support this because the whole city would like to see our city shelter, which is a high kill shelter, Animal Foundation. We want to see them adopt the no-kill model. So I'm really thrilled that I got to co-MC that, and in the rain, and I wouldn't have changed it for anything to be with 400 amazing people who love animals. We had a lot of local celebrities that came out too and stood out in that rain. Which for us Brits, that's just a sunny day in England, so it wasn't that bad. And it's starting to make an impact. So please follow them on Facebook too. We want more people to be involved. It's a very positive movement, so I was really thrilled to be a part of that. Now, if Lisa's still listening, this was fun. This was a fun event. Of course, we're in Vegas, so why wouldn't you do a poker throwdown event? You know, so Lisa put together the poker throwdown, Untilt Poker Throwdown event. That was hosted by Lane Back to Back Flack, who we had in the studio not long ago. Huge animal lovers, like beyond huge animal lovers. And it was at the Golden Nugget, one of my favorite casinos. It's an older casino. It's downtown. The atmosphere is fantastic in there. And she was raising money for dog rescue in Las Vegas. And it was a super fun event. Great red carpet. I mean, really fun. And obviously people playing poker. And I want to thank a lot of my friends that came down and did that. And a silent auction. And the swag bags, oh my Lord, when Lisa does the next one, if anything, the swag bag is top notch. I could not believe what was in that swag bag. So I want to say a big thank you to Lisa for that. It's very important, I think, with events. Any event that you're involved in or your rescue gets to benefit or your organization gets to benefit, super important that you follow through after your events. Super important. Thank everyone that helped you. Often these people you've never known, you've never met before. You know, so you must thank them, anyone that's involved, because that's just what you do. Because here's the thing. When you then the next year come back and say, hey, you know, can you give me a basket for the silent auction? If I didn't hear from you after the event, there wasn't a little recap or just a nice photograph of the person that won our basket or just thank you, I'm more than likely not going to participate, because at the end of the day, I can stand on a street corner and give out my product to any old stranger and not get any feedback, you know. So it's really important that you do that. And I'm going to be writing a big blog post on, you know, preparation, what you do during your event and what you do after your event. And it's the after event bit that always seems to get forgotten, you know. So big thank you to Lisa. We'll be friends for life. I know that. We're bonded with dogs, which is great. And we'll be doing more stuff together. It's going to be a great year. So that was the poker throwdown with Lisa Amador. Big thank you to her. It was fun, beyond fun. My other highlights, let me think. Ooh, here we go. Fox 5 has been one of my favorite things to do all year. And I've gone on Fox 5 periodically locally since 2005, obviously with Vegas Rock Dog and the celebrity connection that we have, because a lot of celebrities and their dogs wear our stuff. But in the past, I want to say 6-7 months, they've had me on there pretty regularly as their Pet Pro Pal. It sounds like medication. Pet Pro Pal. That's what I'm going to call it right now. Anyway, basically, I go on and talk about current events or things in the news or anything related to pets. So I've covered anything from when not to adopt a pet, to National Dog Day, where I took on a dog cake. Well, why wouldn't you do that? You know, it was about celebrating your pets, to pet safety tips and a lot more. So I look forward to doing more of those with Fox. Fun atmosphere down there. And, yeah, I enjoy it. I love the preparation and the people are very lovely down there. So a big thank you to Fox and to Cynthia over there that gives me those calls. So that's, I would say, the biggest highlights for me this year. I would say, some of the most amazing people that I've met. Gosh, there's so many, but there's a couple of people that really stick out for me. Murray Sawchuk, many people know him from America's Got Talent, and which is great. I mean, he's been in town 10 years. A lot of people act like he just showed up in town. He's been here 10 years, just working solidly. He's a celebrity magician, and he's a fantastic host, by the way. If you ever need a host for an event, wow. But he is a big animal lover, and he's the person that when he puts a foot forward, he means it, and he follows through. So he's not just, you know, showing up on a red carpet and saying, I love animals. He actually did one of his shows and gave all the money to a rescue over in Pahrump, and his lovely wife Chloe, who's British too. And congratulations to Chloe. She just got voted and placed as Playboy Cyber Girl, and she's adorable. Oh my gosh, I'll show you later, Chris. So congratulations, Chloe. But they love animals deeply and have done a lot to bring awareness to that. They were at the Rally for Change. So I want to thank Murray for that. Murray's going to be huge. I mean, he's huge anyway, but I think he's just going to be really, really huge. A big famous person. I just know it. There's something lovely about him that I really like, and he's so together. I also mentioned Will Edwards, who I talked about earlier. He loves his cats of the Will Edwards show. Now, Heather Mariana is my other key person that I met this year that I really liked. She's the creator of Beauty Kitchen, and she came out with a pet line called Lucky Louie because she adopted little Louie from a rescue. I think he spent years and years on the streets, that little dog. And she came out with this fantastic line. It's a very nice line. I use her shampoos, and they're really good for the dogs. And she donates back to, and I think it's 15% off the gross of each sale of her products, pet products, back to Dog Rescue in Las Vegas. And I want to thank her for that, because for every event that I've been involved in, every single event, and I always say to my friends, you don't have to say yes, you know, to putting something in 200 goodie bags or 100 goodie bags, you know, because sometimes we just can't do it. And she has said yes every single time. Super organized. She'd say, yep, oven ready Tuesday, meet me at that Starbucks that we meet at, and we catch up a little bit, and it's beautifully packaged with all her info, and I want to thank her for that. Big animal lover, real hustler, and I love that about her, and she's very, very fun, but a very good businesswoman, and that's Heather Mariana, and her website is heathermariana.tv, and she's done some reality show stuff, so you may know who she is. So I'm thinking before we get on to, time's running out, I think what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. I'm going to go over my top 3 best products of 2013, a couple of goals we've got, and some trends. So we'll be right back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with your host, Sam. We'll be right back.
We'll be right back, right after these messages. Stay tuned.
Introducing the new Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection exclusively at PetSmart. I created it for the pets that rock your world.
Shop the Bret Michaels Pets Rock collection and celebrate PetSmart's 25th anniversary with up to 25% off thousands of items on the PetSmart site. Plus free shipping on orders of $49 or more. Go to PetSmartDeal.com. That's PetSmartDeal.com. PetSmartDeal.com.
I'm not much of a reader, but I do wish I were more well-read.
There are so many great books coming out. I wish I could find a way to keep up.
Audible.com makes it easy to stay well informed and catch up on your reading simply by listening. Audiobooks from Audible turn downtime into uptime. You'll be more productive and become well read.
Now I'm able to catch up on all the great books I've been wanting to read.
With Audible, I feel smarter.
Pet Life Radio listeners, try Audible.com now and get your first 30 days of Audible Listener Gold membership plan free. And get a free audiobook. Choose from over 100,000 titles. To get this great deal, go to audibledeals.com. That's audibledeals.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff Werber from Ask the Vets with Dr. Jeff here on Pet Life Radio. We want to hear from you. Listen in. We're on every Thursday, 1 o'clock Pacific Time, 4 o'clock Eastern Time here on PetLifeRadio.com. We are one of the only live shows on Pet Life Radio, and I'm here to answer your questions. So you can call in at 877-385-8882, or you can drop me an email to drjeff@PetLifeRadio.com, and hopefully we'll see you here on Thursdays.
Let's talk pets.
Let's talk pets
On Pet Life Radio.
Pet Life Radio.
PetLifeRadio.com. This is Vegas Rock Dog Radio. Vegas Rock Dog Radio. The phone lines are open at 702-483-4444. Now let's bring back the host. Here is the rock and roll queen of dogs, Sam.
And we're back. You're listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio with me, Sam, your host. And we are live from Las Vegas, and don't be fooled by the accent. We are in Las Vegas, believe it or not. So what I didn't realize last week, Chris, from the show, because I did not check my phone during the show, my family were listening into the show. Actually, they were Ustreaming, I think, with the show. And they're like, please announce this on the air. But I missed the whole thing completely. And the announcement was that my family's going to be doing a half marathon. They run a lot. A half marathon in England for dog rescue, but they're also going to do one here at Hoover Dam in December, which, of course, there's peer pressure. So it looks like I'm doing a half marathon at Hoover Dam in December. Thank God it's in December. I've got more time to train for this. I'm a treadmill runner. I'm not an outdoor runner. So it's not going to be easy training. I'm telling you that now. But I was thrilled that we get to do it as a family. And more than likely, we're going to benefit Hot Diggity Dogs and Rescue. So, very excited. So that's a big goal for 2014 for me. But I'm really excited about that, to do that with my family, and the fact they're going to be with me for Christmas. That I'm very excited about. So I want to move on to, because time's going really fast, is my top 3 best products for the year of 2013. Muffins Halo for dogs that are blind or sight impaired. It's a little, like a little vest, and it's got wings on the back. It looks adorable, but attached to the wings is a halo that actually comes in front of the dog's face, so that when they're moving around, they will tap the halo before they bump their face or their bodies into furniture or walls. And I just thought this was a great product, and I just thrilled that they came up with this, because, you know, that's a special needs dogs need special equipment, and it looks adorable too. So that's muffinshalo.com. Another one, it's a simple product, but it solves a problem, and it's called the Soppy Doggy Slop Mats. So if you've got a dog that likes to drink and slop it all over the place, it's a mat that sucks it all up, and you just throw it in the washing machine. So, and they're really nice looking. So I thought that was a great product, simple solution. And Rough Wear Swamp Cooler Jackets, great for summer. You soak them with water, wring them out, put them on your dog, and it's for those dogs that are active, that are outside, keep them a little bit cooler. So definitely for people that hike and those kind of things. So that's Rough Wear Swamp Cooler Jackets. Keep them nice and cool in the warmer months. So 2014 goals. Here we go. We've got the marathon happening. My goal is to help promote the no-kill movement even more and get involved in that. And then I'm going to be attending the Blog Pause Conference at Lake Las Vegas in May, and it's a pet blogger's dream. It's a conference for pet bloggers, and you can register online at blogpause.com. I am thrilled because I get to meet a ton of people that I know through social media but haven't met them personally. And if I don't meet them at Super Zoo once a year, I don't get an opportunity. So I'm very excited about that, and it's dog friendly. So gosh, go to conference with your dog. Can't be any better than that. So blogpause.com. That is going to be a really great time, and a great time to connect and network with people. Super important, you know, that you do network. My other thing is we're coming out with a line of toys for Vegas Rock Dog, rock and roll themed. So that's coming up soon. And we're going to be doing reenacting a video, but I'm not going to say what it is right now. It's a really fun video though. So I want to move on to trends, what I think is going to happen in 2014. 5 minutes. Here we go. I think people are going to use more apps like Vine. Not just for themselves, but for their dogs, because you can probably monetize them now, so people go to make more money. I see people using Google Plus a lot more, and I think I'm going to see people move away from Facebook. And I'm doing a lot more Google Plus stuff now. So I think they're going to be trends as far as social media. They're going to be more rescues, raising funds online. You know, you don't have to set up, it doesn't cost, and you don't need personnel for this. So think about this. Fundraising through Facebook, you know, Twitter, whatever it is, you know, GoFundMe, whatever it is you need to do online. I think that's going to be popular. I think we're going to see more people tying their personal exercise routine to their dogs, so that you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. It also, you know, by working out with your pets helps you deepen your bond too. It can help with behavioral issues. And of course, they get stimulated mentally and physically. And I'm going to be testing out an app, to see how that works. And I will definitely give you my review on that. I think you're going to see more luxury items. I think you're going to see things like orthopedic beds. And I just bought one yesterday for Miss Galaxy, and it's got a cooling gel topper from Costco. It's $45. It's huge. It's fabulous. I see that more of a trend, really looking at what pets need. I think you're going to see more supplementation that people are going to look into, your fish oils, your coconut oils, joint supplements. I think people are going to take it on a much more humanized level. And it's funny, we are humanizing pets, but they really do humanize us too, you know, which is a good thing. I think you're going to see more people make their own treats due to all the copious amounts of recalls we've seen this past year. And I think because there's more education on puppy mills and adopt, and, you know, how awful pet stores are, that you're going to see the first go-to option to actually get a pet will be actually down at a rescue or a shelter. And I think that's going to be a big trend. The population is getting older, so I think you're going to see older people wanting more dogs, smaller dogs for companionship. And, younger people want to get dogs, tend to not live in big homes or big yards. So I think you're going to see a trend of younger people wanting to get smaller dogs too. So I think that's going to continue. And for people who are not deciding to have children, the dog's the next best thing. And I also think people are going to want to have more luxurious travel accommodations and travel situations. That's what I want for my dogs. Okay, 3 minutes. Here we go. So I got a couple of good news things. The show got picked up to put on Pet Life Radio Network, biggest pet radio network in the world. So I'm thrilled about that. Our shows will also be part of the animalhistorymuseum.org as a resource, a fun thing for people to listen to. So I'm thrilled about that. We've got a new t-shirt design coming out. It's going to be our rescue t-shirt. It's going to be very hip. Oh, wait till you see this one. It's going to be great. And, as I say, I'm going to be testing out the fitness app. It's called, thankdogmobile.com. It's the Thank Dog Bootcamp app. So I will let you know how that goes. I'll probably pick up a running belt that I can attach my dogs to so I can run my arms free and have good posture and do all that good stuff. And I'm going to get that from the Cardio Canine, and I'll let you know how that goes. And I'll probably put a little fitness program together online for everybody, because I do have a background in exercise physiology, believe it or not. So events coming up. We've got to do it in 2 minutes. Woo! Cancer Canines is coming up with doggy do-overs, thread up fundraising for the Hot Diggity Dachshund Rescue. So you can go to all these pages on Facebook and find those events. And Rescue of the Week is the Bill Foundation. I want to thank all our sponsors that made 2013 possible. And remember, you can help a pet in need. You can either rescue, adopt, donate, or share their info. Rescue your next family member. Replace the word shop with adopt. And here's another one. Be kind to all animals. I want to thank Chris for being my company today in the studio. He's been a great producer, and it's always been fun. And you've been listening to Vegas Rock Dog Radio, where it's all about Vegas, rock and roll, and dogs. And I'm your host, Sam, the queen of rock and roll dogs. And always remember, kiss your pets, good morning and good night, and in between. I could have talked a lot more about the year, but thank you so much for listening for 2013, and let's start 2014 on a good note. Thanks for listening, everyone, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Let's Talk Pets, every week on demand, only on PetLifeRadio.com.